Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here tonight. We are really happy with my colleague Florent to welcome you here for the SELMER presentation. So to start, we will speak about a few figures about the SELMER company. Just for you to know that now SELMER is here since more than 135 years of history.
We have at the factory about 500 people working and manufacturing saxophones, clarinet, and mouthpieces.
The factory is about 20,000 square meters in Mantes-la-Ville. It's really close to Paris, 60 kilometers more or less.
And the factory has been founded in 1919, and all the saxophones have always been made there. So, we are proud to say that we have made more than 820,000 saxophones.
We are also proud to propose you, we are the only brand to propose the whole range from the soprano to the bass.
So the first SELMER saxophone was made in 1922, so it's almost 1 century of saxophone manufacturing. The first model was the model 22. And we have been making 15 iconic models of saxophones. Some of them have become very, very famous. Some of them are less known. And we are more than happy and proud to present you tonight the Supreme saxophone, which is the 15. And so this one is especially important. It's always a very important moment for us to release a new model. It's always a kind of big party. And especially this one, because this one we have been working for more than 10 years on this instrument. So the purpose of this instrument was, with a high humbleness, trying to make the best alto saxophone ever for us. What does that mean? Finally we see in the progression of these models, which are most of them very linked to the evolution of the music as well. And nowadays, the last top-of-the-range alto were made in 2003 with the reference alto, the music has evolved. And we felt that we also needed to make a new instrument, to work on something different. And we wanted really to propose something different, not only a model that we would have changed the color of the lacquer or change shape of a key, but really go as far as we could in the different parameters of the saxophone. So, and the purpose of this instrument, because probably the saxophonists of 2021 are maybe a bit different than 20 years ago. I would say the limits between the musics maybe fall down, and we see that the music is much more open. We wanted to make an instrument could be played for every kind of music, an instrument that would really raise above the musical genres. And so that's the point of the Supreme. We have been working with a team of very varied saxophone players coming from very different musical worlds, like classical, jazz, pop music, all kinds of music, trying to gather every expectations of the musicians in just one model. And so this is the idea of the Supreme. I hope we got the point. And finally, all these teams, very varied, all agreed in one instrument. This instrument carries all, and we will get back to these different parameters in the presentation, trying to go and give you more details about the instrument.
So maybe now the best way to discover this instrument is to hear it. So please welcome on stage Claude and Odile Delangle.
En anglais.
has been already told about the Supreme saxophone, I don't know if I should add anything except talking about music with Supreme. And we. Merci bien. Ça va mieux avec un micro comme ça, non? It's better with a mic. Okay, I was just saying that it's most probably everything has been already told with about this. I should say wonderful instrument, of course. But if I have to add anything, I would add something about the music that we can do with it. And we chose this wonderful Impression d'automne by Caplet, kind of historic piece for the saxophone. Caplet is a historic composer, friend of Debussy. And probably through the French music, French repertoire, we had an idea that we should find an instrument, as it has been told in different ways, more universal instrument that could fit with many kind of colors. And we chose this piece, beginning with the C, E flat, which is a wonderful note and a difficult note. Medium register is so difficult on saxophone, especially alto saxophone. And I would say that, of course, we talked a lot about the instrument, but at the same time, when doing this instrument at the factory, we designed the mouthpiece, which owns my name, which is absolutely kind of historic thing, because no products coming from the factory had another name than SELMER. And thanks to SELMER, we decided together to produce the mouthpiece with, I would say, the same kind of spirit than we have now with the instrument. Finding what? Finding everything. Can we say that an instrument has everything, all the qualities? Why not? But the idea was, because the saxophone is so versatile instrument, being able to play for so many different ranks of music, jazz, pop, folk, as Florent was saying a minute ago. And how can we produce all these styles with one instrument? And what is in between? What is in between all these styles? Because I worked a lot with Patrick Bourgoin, who plays studio music, film music, completely other style. And we had the impression that most of the time we agree with what is a good instrument, and we play different music. And our opinion was having comfort, having space, and we say especially resonance, having a resonance. Definition, we knew that already at the SELMER company, but having space, room for everybody in the same space. And we are happy and we are very proud, because, it's when a new baby comes in the world, it's always a challenge. Any mother knows that, and for an instrument, but the same. It's our baby, and it's kind of a big challenge, because the factory has his. It's kind of mother, and we enjoy, because we finally decided to bring out something which has so many qualities together. And I would say my taste as a French player, I'm a French player playing in Paris for so many years now, and I would say the spirit of the worldwide saxophone school now finds something absolutely unique with this ensemble, the mouthpiece and the saxophone. Most probably you can play the saxophone without this mouthpiece, with another one, or play this mouthpiece with another instrument. It fits. But all together, I like it so much. Enjoy this wonderful evening with all SELMER players, and have fun with music at the end. Music is the final goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claude. Merci. Je te laisse la main. The production, the development of the Supreme has also been the opportunity to be much more precise in terms of acoustic, in terms of production mechanism, ergonomics, every parameters. And for the production itself as well, we have been changing some little things, but which are capital in the production of the sound. I mean the diameter of the neck, the entrance of the neck, so we have a much more precise process now, which really ensure a perfect roundness of the neck. We also use the three-dimensional manufacturing check, which is very important as well, as we know how complex the manufacturing of the saxophone can be. Having this precision at this level ensure as well much more precision. And the drawing on the tone holes as well are made by group. That's very technical, I won't go further on that. But all these changes can ensure a more reliable production, and which makes less discrepancies in the sound between each model, even if we have certain discrepancies, and that allows the musician to be able to choose his own instrument.
During this Sax Fest, we have the chance to have a lot of friends and a lot of artists, SELMER artists here. Some of them, like Claude, play this saxophone since long time, maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. And others are discovering the saxophone. Please, come on stage, welcome on stage, Naikari Ororis, Raquel Pagnos et Odile Delangle.
Good evening. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. We are so happy of sharing the stage with Odile Delongle and so many other great musicians. And of course, we are also so happy because finally we could try out the SELMER Supreme. And we could finally feel those big changes, those improvements. As you know, what we already said, big improvements on the intonation, on the sound, on the comfort. But finally, the most important for us is that we can finally feel that easiness on the playing, because we can finally focus more on the music, which is the most important, and we can finally worry a little bit less on our technical difficulties. So that's great. We just wanted to say congratulations to SELMER, and thank you for this giant step for the saxophone.
So Naikari was talking about the sound of the instruments, which in the saxophone, I would say probably in all the musical instruments, this is the parameter the most complicated to deal with when we design an instrument. With the Supreme, just to sum up, and because as well when we talk about the sound, the words we use are limited. And that's one of the problems when we develop the instruments, trying to make the connection between the vocabulary and the sensation of what we should express as a musician. But to sum up, we have been trying to make, which is probably the most important parameter in the sound, which is the flexibility. Flexibility, we can put many things inside. The ease of response, the ease of playing. It's also probably the most in-tune saxophone we have ever designed, which is, of course, very important for the comfort of playing. The roundness combined with a large variation of timbres, and as well a big power of projection. Which is interesting is when you work on the instruments, you cannot isolate all the parameters. When you work on the intonation, you also work on the ease of response, you also work on the timbres. And so which makes the objective to get very complicated to reach. We have been spending hours on making thousands of necks to design these necks for the saxophone. The more you close to the birth of the sound, the more the parameters are important. So the necks have been capital. We also designed a new bell to improve the intonation of the low registers and as well to improve the sound of the instruments. And probably the biggest work has also been done on the tone holes network. We have been working on all tone holes to make the perfect diameter at the perfect place. So this combination of all the parameters makes what the Supreme is.
Please welcome on stage Mariano Garcia, Antonio Garcia y Takahiro Mita.
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here in this event of the presentation of this beautiful, beautiful instrument. Even if it's not my actual instrument right now, because I'm starting trying, I can share with you that I feel like honored just to be able to have it in my hands, because it's something really, really nice. It's very easy, it's very flexible, and also the quality of the sound. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy all. If you don't, how to say, you didn't try it yet, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy. So thanks, SELMER, and congratulations for this beautiful instrument.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
About having an instrument in his hands, Mariano was talking about comfort as well. And for the Supreme, we have neglected absolutely no details, and especially the mechanism. And so we have improved on several points, like the pinky fingers for the low notes. We have inched toggle on the left-hand pinky fingers to facilitate the passage from one keys to another.
We also improved the octave system key. The response now is much, much better. We have a Teflon inside the socket of this part.
We also have redesigned the front F key for more accessible place.
All the key on the side, the shape have been improved also. The form now is different, and you can go from the TA to the TC more easier.
And as well, we realigned the left hand to get all the mother of pearl at the same height.
Something very interesting is this part. We have a 3-point concentric clamp. With this, the diameter is always homogeneous when you tie this screw.
And so with this system of concentrical tightening, you keep the roundness, and so you avoid deformation in time. So it means that it's more secure. As a player, it's very important. And this system makes as well that we have a ring, a tightening ring of the tenon, which is dissociated from the neck receiver, which allows to place the screw where you want. And this part is in nickel silver. The nickel is a metal which is more dense than the regular brass, so which in this delicate zone brings some density.
Speaking about the C sharp, we have a new key. The emplacement of the key, we had this key on the Series 3, and now on the Supreme, the emplacement is a bit more higher, in line with the other key. So with this, the response of the octave key is much, much better.
And so in terms of security and feeling more secure when playing, we also have added a direct adjustment arm between the F and F sharp right hand, which allows more reliable adjustments.
So now, please welcome on stage Nikita Zimin and Nicola Arsenisevich. Allez, les gars.
Talking about the saxophone, we also talk about the object itself, which is a beautiful object. And so we have also put a lot of attention about the aesthetic of the instrument. And we wanted it to be very matching with what it is. And the identity of the instrument, this visual identity is very important. So we have changed all the shape of the keys, what maybe things that you can feel but you don't really see. We have brought some fluidity in the instruments, and we have designed slight lines to evoke the roundness and the warmness of the instrument. So we have softer the angles as well, visually, and about the touching as well. The color of the lacquer also evokes this warmness and this roundness of the instrument.
To continue with the aesthetic, we changed the design of all the guards, the key guards that we have on the saxophone, B flat, B, C, E flat, etc., etc. It's more thinner and beautiful. We also reinforce the bow, the part here of the saxophone.
The engraving as well is one of the elements which is very important for the identity of the instrument. And so we wanted to tell a story in this engraving. So I won't tell you all the secrets. You have to spend time to trying to see some hidden elements. But we wanted as well to change from the still lifes we have always been using on the instruments. Flowers, we like flowers, but we also wanted to bring some movement, something which evokes the air projection, the movement, the life. And so we also wanted to bring a more modern element, bringing some geometrical shapes. So there are some cubes, many cubes, which mixed with the flowers explode and give this impression of life. And we also have behind a kind of circle which evoke a planet, giving this notion of universality. About the identity visually as well, the case can be important. We know that it's something we use every day, and you as a player, you have to always carry it on the back and on handling, and that's very important. So we have been working with our designer, the same designer who made the engraving, and we designed with BAM this specific case, specially made for the Supreme. So it has a large storage place, and it's always very comfortable on the back. It's blue, like the shape of the no, not the shape, the color of the octave key.
This instrument now comes with a concept mouthpiece. Usually, there is a C-star mouthpiece in our saxophone, and especially for this saxophone, we have a concept mouthpiece that everyone knows here, and we have also a cap and a ligature. Oh, too late. Speaking about the strap, I don't have the strap, but there is the slider that you can see here is in metal with the SELMER logo. And we also have this slick microfiber cloth that takes the form of the case, and it's really really beautiful. You have the element of the engraving in it, and with this, you are sure to have always a clean saxophone.
We also made a body swab, which has the pattern of the engraving drawings, and as well a neck swab, which also is very specific to the Supreme. And we also have been to design the core grease, even so we could not go further. About the finishes, so the Supreme is available in several finishes, in silver plated, in black,
in gold plated,
sterling silver, and dark gold lacquer, which is the regular lacquer. So some of these finishes have much or less influence on the sound. So if you want to make your own idea, that's always the best. We don't try to describe the acoustic differences between the finishes because it's quite personal. And we'll be working on some surprises as well for the future on the Supreme.
Bonsoir. Well, thanks all of you to be there. The first thing I want to say that maybe it's just really simple, but I've tried a lot of horn. I've played a lot of different saxophone in my life. And maybe it's really it's a strange feeling. It's the first time really I feel that this instrument, the Supreme, is my voice, my sound, in the sense that I don't have to think anymore about technique, about intonation, whatever. But when I just play, I think music. I live in music with this horn since almost 1 year now. And it's just always a pleasure. It's like the first time, each time I play the saxophone, it's like the first time for me. It's so much a pleasure to blow in that beautiful instrument. I just recommend it because for me it's the best choice possible to just make music without thinking too much about little details that we all know. So just try it.
Merci. And we had this big honor with Vincent to be part of development team during 8 years, working on this instrument with something very good, and after, no, it's not so good. And so, a lot of, how to say, stories, good stories, bad stories. It's just an adventure. And for myself, it's, like Vincent, I used to play vintage, reference, Series 2. For me, it's a combination, this instrument, of all the models from SELMER. We can find a little bit of SBA, super balanced action, a little bit of Series 2. And about tuning, I have my brother, he's a piano tuning man, tuner, and he said, wow, it's the best. He's happy to hear me, and we are happy to play together, and he has, the perfect ear, and he said, okay, this sax is okay. Those are, no. About tuning, it's okay. And I'm the guy who plays more jazz for this festival, during this festival. But as Claude said at the beginning, a sax is not made for classical jazz or funk, or a good sax is just a good saxophone. And I remember with Claude, we have tried old Mark 6, and it was, okay, this one, I can play on concert. Me too. And we are in a world completely different, and that means that a good saxophone can make every style of music. It's not a question of music. And to end of it, the very good thing for me about this Supreme is that there is no sax for classical, sax for jazz. It's just universe for everything. Like the Mark 6 did, Mark 6 was made by Marcel Mull, one of the guy who developed this instrument. And now it's a big model for jazz. So that's his story. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Merci Vincent.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Baptiste. Thanks, Vincent. Just before to finish this presentation, we would like to thank a lot of people. The first one of this festival is, of course, Ephraim Roca. Of course, Ephraim is a strong guy, but it's not possible to do all of this without all his team, all the volunteers. Thank you very much for helping him. And also the Andorra government to allow us to make this wonderful festival. The time we are all crossing, that's a very a good time to spend all together. If you need some information, I will stay since the end of the festival, so don't hesitate to come to see me, to ask me everything you want about the Supreme and everything. And thank you very much. Have a good evening.
And we like to keep the last words just to thank the musicians who were on stage and who make the object we make. We give the sense to on the saxophone that without the musicians, what we do would not make any sense. And so we like to thank all the musicians, all the saxophone players that have been shaping the sound of the SELMER saxophone since 100 years, and for the next century as well. And thank you very much, and we wish you a very pleasant end of festival. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci.
Please, stay in your seats while waiting. Us demanem romandre als vostres seients. Por favor, permanezcan en sus asientos. Nous vous demandons de rester à votre place. The exit will be done by rows. Wait for instructions from any member of the organization. La sortida es farà per files. Esperin les indicacions d'algun membre de l'organització. La salida será por filas. Esperen indicaciones de los miembros de la organización. La sortie se fera par rangée. Veuillez attendre les indications d'un membre de l'organisation.